Introduce Dan and Rick, who will be talking about Cisco Instant Connect. Dan and Rick, everyone.
Are we live?
Yeah,
well,
you're
thank
on.
you.
You're live.
We're on?
You're
okay.
on.
That's a hard show to follow, but I'm Dan O'Malley from Cisco.
Hi, I'm Rick, the radio guy from Cisco, technical marketing engineer for iPix.
So right behind you, we have something called Cisco Instant Connect. What is Cisco Instant Connect? Instantly connecting people. You have an Android application with a push-to-talk button. I press my button, and am I coming through?
You're coming through, Dan.
And Rick presses his button on a two-way radio.
I am, and I should be coming out of your device right there.
You see the green light comes on, and we can also do it from a Cisco IP phone, instantly connecting people together. So what we're doing is it's really leveraging voice over IP. Once we turn the audio into packets, we put it over the network. We authenticate the users, so when you log into the same talk group, you have the certain privileges, and you can rearrange these groups upon a disaster. You might lose a data center and you want to rearrange communications. We have customers like New Zealand Police. They had an earthquake. They turned off one of their centers that was affected by the earthquake, and they dispatched from their other 3 centers. So that's what you can do when you put the Internet of Things to work, specifically audio.
Absolutely, Dan. So not only can we bring these devices together, we also have the classic white Cisco phone over there on the counter. We have one on the other side too. We can take your desktop phone and make it talk to your two-way radio. We can make it talk to your Android. And I think in another pocket there's more. We even have the Cisco 7925 and 7926 Wi-Fi phones. All of these devices can talk together, talk to each other. And I think this one's actually logged into a different group. This one says administration on it, and that one says UHF radio. We actually have the ability to buy unique secured user login or PIN to put the right channels for the right people at the right time so the correct information is going where you need it to be.
So how does this network look like, Rick? So if you had a picture, how does it all work?
If I had a picture, it'd look like that, Dan. So essentially, Cisco iPix is the symphony conductor for this great network of resources out here. You probably already have Cisco IP telephony, or you should. If you're using push-to-talk radio, this is the simplest way to bring it together. You use one of our routers, for instance, with the LMR interface card to talk to your legacy radios from whichever vendor you choose to. Additionally, we have some digital gateways that are available if you need to go to, say, P25 systems or DFSI, more advanced sophisticated radio systems. We have the ability to come in through VPN, through our Android app using Cisco AnyConnect to come securely in from your 3G or 4G if you roam out of your Wi-Fi coverage. Or if you're inside your building, inside your plant, you can use Wi-Fi coverage from your Cisco wireless access points. And you'll see those demonstrated on the other side of the wall.
So Rick, if I was a customer of a carrier and I had a data plan, can I also get into my Cisco Instant Connect?
Absolutely, Dan. You could. Matter of fact, I think one of these phones has got Mark's Instant Connect on it, but we'd have to figure that out. I mixed them all up with the magician. But you can use the AnyConnect application. You can securely VPN in, and you can do things like talk or listen to your resources no matter where you are.
So what if I wanted to listen to 30 channels simultaneous? What do I use then?
You probably wouldn't want to use that, Dan, because that'd be a really big smartphone. But we do have dispatch consoles available. We have our IP command solution, which is a partner solution we did with a company that's famous for doing trading floor turrets. And actually, Dan, I have one customer running 700 talk groups right now on one side of his IP command turret and his entire call center on the other. So major utility doing everything from, hey, I want to talk about my bill, to the police department calling in and saying there's a power line down, all fully integrated through Cisco Unified Communications.
Well, that's very nice. And so that's an architecture of what it looks like. And what we're showing today are really 3 suites of products. The mobile client for the Android is brand new, called Cisco Instant Connect. Rick was showing off the midlet on the Cisco wireless phone. The IP touchscreen console is something that we have in production, again, for people that need to talk and listen on 30 simultaneous streams. And then in the back end, what's in the Cisco UCS servers are the push-to-talk applications. So what are specific about the software, Rick, about the UMS and the iPic server?
Well, the great thing about the UMS and the iPic server, Dan, is you can either get them as an application installed as an appliance, or you can run them in VMware. You can virtualize them in your data center, just like you're running your call manager that you probably already have.
So this is all virtualized in the on-premise cloud?
In the on-premise cloud. The secure data center, as I like to think of it, Dan.
Well, very good. So there you have it, virtualized software. And I think that's, what are some of the benefits? Lower cost. If you're paying the monthly fees to the carrier, you can get away from that. Greater control and flexibility to add and delete users to the different talk groups. And faster performance. As Rick showed on his Cisco wireless phone, it uses multicast, so within a press of a button, 300 milliseconds later, he's instantly talking to people. And so that's Cisco Instant Connect benefits. So some of the payback within 6 months, if you have a lot of push-to-talk users, the system pays for itself by just eliminating data plans. And that's, again, depending on how many users, the more you save, the more users you put on. And it works over the carrier networks for those users off-site. And it's easy to manage as well. We showed you the Instant Connect application. What's nice is, why is there a green halo, Rick?
Well, that's so you can see your receiving, Dan.
And what's a red halo?
Well, you get that when you transmit.
And then what's that sound that it makes when it transmits?
That's the beep beep. That's giving folks back their beep beeps if they had Sprint Nextel before, because a lot of folks wanted that.
People like the beep beeps.
People like the beep beeps.
Yes, they do. So just another way to look at it from the on-premise locations. You can tie in the off-premise two-way radios. You can also tie it in through carrier data plans. Again, this works over a VPN connection if you care about security. And finally, through satellite radios with the Cisco mobile router called an 819. You can install it in your car or a truck. And just another way to look at the coverage, you might have in-building coverage, outside of your building, along a data carrier coverage, and then finally the satellite coverage.
You know, Dan, I brought one more thing that we don't have a slide for because it's kind of a brand new toy that we're playing with. We actually have taken the Cisco Instant Connect and integrated it to, of all things, a Cisco camera.
Oh my, how does that work, Rick?
Well, Dan, we actually just connect to it as though it were another radio device, and I'd love to have feedback from you folks out here who are the industry professionals. We've got a little demo over here where we can show you pushing the button on the Android phone and having the sound come out the speakers on the camera.
So let's say I'm a security officer and I see something on the camera, and I want to tell that person to get away because I'm watching them. What do I do? You
very simply pull out your Android phone, whichever pocket I put it into.
I pull out my Android phone.
There you go.
You have too many devices in your pocket.
I do, and this one says it wants to power off now. But you pull out your Android phone, you select the channel that you'd like to receive, you go into the button marked camera.
Yes.
You tap it, you get the green dot.
And then it'll transmit audio all the way up to the camera if there's speakers plugged into the camera?
Absolutely. And wait, there's more.
Wait.
It'll receive audio back from the inbuilt microphone.
So if the person's talking back to you and he's in front of the camera, you can actually have a conversation.
You can have a conversation.
The police are en route, get away from the building, or you're really going to be in trouble.
Leave my copper in the ground, whatever.
So that's Cisco Instant Connect, not only connecting people to a radios, we're also connecting people to the cameras. And that demonstration's on the other side of the booth. And is it ready for some more magic tricks?
Yeah,
here?
actually better than magic giveaways. Put your hands together for Dan and Rick, everyone.
All
Good
right,
job, gentlemen.
thanks, everybody.
We'll disappear now.
Yes, if you have any
That's a
questions
good
about
magic
Cisco
trick.
Instant Connect, you can talk to them. They'll be right on the other side of this station doing a product demonstration. While we're talking about that, there's product demonstrations all